Jessica and Abigail, any burglary is devastating, but especially for a church with just 10 members. Take a look at the damage. This is the hole leading into the sanctuary. That's right, he was a volunteer. Both of the attackers over the age of 65. Golf is supposed to be a gentleman's game, but a fight with a golf club, anything but sportsmanlike. Jessica and Abigail, the manager says the suspect walked into the office on September the 3rd inquiring about a storage unit, but overheard the victim's gate information. It wasn't until 3 weeks later when they used that code to get through the gate. Mecca, these are certified solar glasses, and if used correctly, they should cut down the light just like that. The 14-year-old boy said the man offered him a job, and they walked out to the man's car to talk about it. That's when things escalated. Police say the suspects walked out of the bowling alley and continued to push the key fob until they found the victim's car. The employee immediately remembered there was a GPS inside of the truck and notified police. He then got on the phone with his office manager, who was hot on the thieves' trail. You can still see the tire tracks in the concrete after we're told the driver slammed into the Rock Island liquor store here in Enid. The district says the state has ignored their pleas to make education a priority. They hope this lawsuit will force them to do differently. The Smiths say they parked their vehicle right in front of their house. When they went inside and came back out, they noticed a $100 ticket on their windshield.
Trina, roads blocked off there too.
That's right. As you mentioned, we are at 24th and Lindsay, and we've been seeing a lot of flooding in the middle of 24th Street. Now, Abigail, initially we saw this sign here, the road closed sign, and we thought that sign was because of the flooding. Well, there's actually construction here that's starting on Monday. So this road closed sign isn't due to the flooding. So folks are able to pass through here. I did call Norman Police to confirm that this road is actually open. They said, yes, the road is actually open north and south. We've been seeing a great deal of cars coming through here. As you see in the middle of the road we're here, actually the rain has actually let up, but earlier there was so much rain coming down, and as you can see over here, if you follow me over this way, over on that side of the road there's a lot of water on the road right here, almost over the sidewalk. So there's a lot of people going through there, and no one seems to be having any problems getting northbound or southbound. So this intersection is open, despite the sign here that says road closed. That's for the construction on Monday.
Patrina Adger has been out there talking to all of them. Patrina, so much emotion there tonight.
Definitely a lot of emotion, Paul. Imagine coming home and not knowing what's going on. You're coming home from work and you turn on the TV and you hear that there's been a shooting at Louis, and you realize that a friend works there, or you realize maybe some family members went there for dinner, where a lot of families have been coming here and talking to police, trying to get some information about family members. This has been the Reunification Center, where families have been able to reunite with some of those people maybe they haven't heard from in a couple of hours. We spoke to a young lady whose best friend, 17-year-old Imagine VC. She's a host there at Louis, and she says she hadn't heard from her friend in hours and still hasn't heard from her at this hour.
Me and her talked right before I had to go to work. I don't know where she is.
So just imagine what she's going through right now, that young girl. Again, she hasn't heard from Imagine VC right now. So if anyone knows who Imagine is, you can reach me on my Twitter, and I can make sure to get in touch with that young lady to make sure that her friend is okay. Now, this Reunification Center has been relocated to the ballpark off of Britton Road. So if you want some information about what's going on, if you have a family member that maybe you haven't heard from that had dinner there or works there at Louis, and you're trying to find out some information, go to the ballpark off of Britton Road.
Got to get to KOCO's Patrina Adger. She is interviewing a witness, I believe. Patrina, let's listen into Patrina's, I believe this is on Facebook Live, so let's hear what she is learning right now.
It was a tan Blazer.
No, it wasn't burgundy, blue. It was blue.
No, that wasn't blue. That was tan.
Some car blue. His was blue.
That was a tan. No, it was tan. And it had 4x4 hiked up. It was raised up. It was raised up.
It was way up in the air, and he punched off.
He punched off and made it around there.
Trying to tell people to
and
move.
by that time, he got around the loop to get into Louis' parking lot. The shooting started, and it started coming towards me. And by that time, I don't know if he was trying to stop the gunman, but I seen the guy running towards me after I heard the 5 shots. And it sounded like the shots was coming towards me. I got back in my car.
Yes, Jess, right now about, I would say, roughly between 150 to 200 first responders are here at the scene. And joining me now is Danny Ringer with the Elk City Fire Department. He's telling us that 24,000 people right now are without power right now. Is that correct?
That's correct. We have approximately 24,000 people without power with Public Service of Oklahoma. And we have approximately 40 homes that have been destroyed in the country club area south of Elk City, approximately 2 miles from Interstate 40. The golf course in very bad shape by the Elk Lake. And we have several people have been injured, approximately 20 people have been injured.
We understand that, there's a lot of first responders here, but there are first responders out there. Is there a search and rescue effort still going on right now?
At this time, we have, we're about 2 hours from the tornado situation, and we have had, we basically are finished with our rescue situation. We're in a situation now where we're going home to home. We're looking for people who could possibly be trapped.
That twister caught on a business surveillance video. KOCO's Patrina Adger joins us live from Elk City. Patrina.
Paul, that tornado passed right where I'm standing, and in its path, 2 housing divisions and a number of businesses. Take a look right over there. Buildings toppled and its contents strung all over the property. That fierce storm seen clearly on surveillance camera. Watch the top of your screen.
It was quite amazing. I mean, you could actually see the storm moving in.
Surveillance cameras at Elk City RV sales captures the moment the twister tore through a subdivision.
We could see it spinning, an updraft to it, and then it just basically, we started seeing it become rain wrapped, and we had hail.
You see the video get dark, and then the lights go out. That storm destroyed more than 50 homes and knocked out power to almost the entire county.
It's tough for everybody.
Owner James Red watched as the tornado formed a mile from his home. The powerful storm flipped an RV on its side, but he says it could have been worse. Tonight, his thoughts are with his friend, Bo Michaels, killed Tuesday while trying to escape the storm while in his car.
I knew his family going all the way back to his grandfather. Our families were from the same area, so I knew him for many, many years.
And Red says he is providing travel trailers temporarily to those victims whose homes were damaged in the storm.
I do want to continue our team coverage, though, with KOCO's Patrina Adger, because Patrina, I know that you have been learning a lot about the victim this evening. What have you found out?
Well, Abigail, we've learned that the victim's name is Colette Wind, an employee here for the last 6 years. We spoke to the president tonight, Michael Berge, who says he was inside of the building when he heard the shots ring out. He told me by phone tonight what he heard and saw when the gunman walked in.
Heard screaming, had to take the headphones off to hear what was being said. It was call 911, and then I heard a gun go off. I saw sight of the gunman holding a long gun against one of our employees, and I ducked behind my desk. I had 911 on the phone as quickly as I could. Colette was in another room. She intervened. The gunman shot her. He put the shotgun down. One of our employees picked it up, and as the gunman went for he had two pistols, as I understand it. Our employee shot him. We need her back, but I'm not at all surprised that she tried to help her friend who was sitting at the desk right across from her.
And Berge and Colette's family are definitely calling her a hero tonight for stepping in to help a friend. We're told that Colette was shot in the arm and she's still in surgery tonight. Significant damage here in downtown Pawnee. Take a look. Crews are cleaning up. See these heavy bricks? They fell from the very top of this historical building.
This was a sustained, strong, lasting event.
It was an earthquake like no other, the 5.6 shaker rocking this tiny town of Pawnee, leaving a string of damage in its path.
Right now we have 7 of the 25 buildings that are condemned until further notice.
The Pawnee Nation of Oklahoma declaring a state of emergency. KOCO5 obtaining these photos of damage to 7 of the nation's 25 buildings at the complex, now deemed dangerous.
Very significant. I mean, you can definitely see major cracks inside the building where the facade of the building had separated from the floors and the walls here.
And this woman says the latest quake created cracks in her porch and throughout her home.
It's busting my thing right there.
The damage enough for her to consider moving. Back in January, Brian Sutherland was recovering from a severed artery in his leg. Today, he's back in the uniform and back on the beat.
It feels good. Kind of exciting.
Officer Brian Sutherland smiling on his first day back on duty, once again patrolling the streets of Valley Brook.
Welcome back to shift.
He says he feels really good these days, following the horrifying New Year's Day shooting that nearly took his life.
Right under the underpass is where his vehicle finally came to a stop.
Sutherland returns to the very spot near I-240 in Eastern where it happened. An erratic driver pulled over in a traffic stop. Corey Lee Hartzell at the wheel.
I got out to approach the vehicle, and that's when he pretty much fired at me. I went to go take cover behind my vehicle on the side, and when I did, there was like 2 more shots that rang out, and on that third one is when I felt it hit my leg.
The shooting nearly killed him, but he says 6 months of rehab, rest, and strong faith brought him here.
If I made everything back and was able to get back out there and do this job again, I would do it.
Thankful for his wife and children in his job to serve and protect this community that he loves.
What I do, I enjoy it quite a bit, so I wasn't going to let anything deter me from getting back out here if I was able to.
It's premature, 24 weeks.
Jesus Aguilar has called the Children's Center Rehabilitation Hospital home since birth.
They said that he wasn't going to make it past a certain age.
The 7-year-old has cerebral palsy and has been on a ventilator all his life, until recently when he was weaned off the breathing device in September for good.
Builds up his tolerance and strength. His lungs are strengthened.
Jesus's mother and grandmother started the weaning process, never giving up on who they call their miracle baby.
He's just overcome everything that they said he wasn't going to be able to do.
It's discharge day for little Jesus Aguilar. After 7 years, he gets to finally go home. It was an emotional goodbye as nurses, staff, and patients watched Jesus and his family walk the halls for what they hope is the last time.
I'm really thankful for the nurses that were really there for him and that are here to do what they love.
A homecoming, Aguilar says, is just in time for her birthday on Thanksgiving Day. In Bethany, Patrina Adger, KOCO 5 News.